Welcome to another American TESOL Presents Free Friday webinars. I'm your host, Shelly Sanchez Terrell, and we are here every Friday because of AmericanTESOL.com, where you can get a certification for teaching TESOL Advanced, teaching business English, and also teaching young learners and teaching English with technology. And talking about technology, I actually have a helper for my webinar today. This is okay. Well, actually, two helpers. This is okay Google. And when you say okay Google, you can see it light up. So that's very fun. And we'll get back. Okay Google, stop. And so you have to tell it to stop so that way the voice command comes off. And then I have another helper, which is uh, Siri as well. So we have two virtual assistants today. And in fact, she's recording everything that I'm saying right now. So they're going to help us go ahead and show you how you can help your learners practice English outside of the classroom. And also, when they're practicing, they can use voice commands, and that really improves their speaking and also their listening skills. But there's other skills that they improve as well. So we're going to have some fun today. And you can even try this at home. And I'll show you how you can do that without having to go out and buy any expensive technology. I think it's really important that we give our students really fun ways and engaging ways to be able to encourage them to practice English outside of the classroom. A lot of times they'll practice with us, but especially if they live in a country, in their home country, and they're surrounded by their own language, then they tend not to be motivated to practice English, or they may not have any partners to practice English with. Therefore, a lot of our students often go online, join social networks, and also try to find language partners, or they may use their mobile device. And that's really great because now you can use a voice assistant on a mobile device. It's actually a great way to be able to accomplish a lot and also be able to be very productive. You can also get one of these devices for the home. And if you get a device like that, or if you have it on your mobile device, there's a free app. I'll show you this free app that's available for Android, any kind of smartphone that you can download an app. So I'll show you that in a little bit. But virtual assistants can do so many different things. So for example, with a home assistant, you can turn on the lights, you can turn on the TV, you can play your favorite show on on Netflix. You can ask for your playlist, your music playlist. You can set an alarm. I mean, there's so many different thousands of options. And so often these are called digital butlers or virtual butlers, because butlers help around the house. And so do you can do so much. You can order groceries to be delivered to you. I mean, there's so much. So in essence, they do help you quite a bit at the house. And so I have we've been using these for a while, and I thought, oh, why don't we use these, to encourage our students to practice English and learn outside of the classroom or even in the classroom. But they're also usually called virtual assistants, is the most popular term for them. And so I'm going to give you some ideas on how to use these virtual assistants. There's also Alexa, and we also have Alexa here. You can hear her in the background, but we're going to do another webinar with Alexa because there's so much you can do with Alexa. Unfortunately, Alexa is not free. You do have to buy a little device. to be able to get that to work. But you can say, okay, Alexa, how do you spell elephant?
I'm still learning about elephant questions.
Okay.
Try asking me facts about elephants to learn more about them.
So you can see that she works a little bit differently. But the great thing is Siri and Google are very, very, very advanced, and they do quite a bit of things. So I'm going to go ahead. If you want, you can type a word inside the chat box, but I'm going to ask Google the same question. Google, how do you spell opportunity? Because that's a word in the chat box. Oh wait, I have to say okay, Google. Sorry, you have to say the command okay, or for it to know to um, who's speaking. So okay, Google, how do you spell opportunity?
Opportunity. OPPORTUNITY.
You see, she's very, very helpful. And so this is a way that you're able to, and you can ask Siri the same question, and Siri will also um, teach you how to spell it. She'll even spell it on your mobile device. So that's really great. Google, and I'm going to show you more Google commands, but Google, you don't have to have this device. You can actually download the free Google app, which is it's a Google Assistant. It's a free app, and so I could ask Google this way as well. So I'm going to mute this device.
The mic is muted.
And then you'll be able to see where I can ask this device as well. Let's see if it works. And say, okay, Google, how can I spell opportunity?
TUNITY.
So you can see where Google spelled it as well. It spelled it on the phone. It was very faint because it's on my actual phone, but it also comes out with a noun. And this is what happens when I ask the Google Assistant. So with a mobile device, your students can actually ask the virtual assistant through the app how to spell. Now I'm going to unmute the mic, and
the mic's back on.
We can go ahead and ask harder questions. Okay, Google, what are synonyms for opportunity?
Synonyms for opportunity: chance, lucky chance, favorable time, occasion, moment.
So that can be very helpful when your students are writing and editing their papers. I know a lot of times with my students, they use words that are very simple and they don't have a lot of adjectives. So this is when they're writing and they're going back over their essays or paragraphs. I get them to go ahead and use their virtual assistant to check their spelling, to be able to come up with different words that they can use instead of simple words for more adjectives. And also they can ask some grammar questions. Now, if they ask specific grammar questions like how do you use a comma, then often if the device doesn't know and it doesn't know advanced questions like that, what it'll do is it'll find you a website, and then the students can click on the website on their device, and then that teaches them about that particular grammar rule, so they can still learn grammar from this as well. It's a great way also for peer editing, because if sometimes, especially with language learners, they may edit a paper from their peer or paragraph, and they may think, okay, that looks wrong, that looks like it's not spelled right, but they're not sure how to spell it, or they may think a word is not right, and then they may need to check to see if that's the right word. So they may want to check the definition. And so the voice command would be, okay, Google, what is the definition for opportunity?
Opportunity: a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something.
So you can see where they can ask for definitions. They can even translate into different languages. And so if they want to translate from their language, they can do that as well. If they're thinking of a word, sometimes they think of a word and it's in their mind, but they can't think of the vocabulary word for it. So that can be very helpful as well. They can also they can also ask lots of questions while they're researching. So let's say that they need to know an important date. Let's say they're writing a biography, an autobiography, or I mean a biography about Abraham Lincoln. So we can say, okay, Google, when was Abraham Lincoln born?
Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809.
So it's a great way for them to also get some information while they're writing, and they can always double check that later as well. Okay, Google, when was Abraham Lincoln elected as president?
1860. On
So,
the website history.com, they say, in 1860, Lincoln won the party's presidential nomination. In the November 1860 election, Lincoln again faced Douglas, who represented the northern faction of a heavily divided Democratic Party, as well as Breckinridge and Bell.
So it gives you a lot of information. It even gives you more information. So it's a really great researching tool as well. And a lot of our students, that's a great way for them to also, they can write down these facts. You can use it for researching different people, and they can, write down what they hear from the virtual assistant. And that's a great listening activity as well. Being able to listen to the information given and then writing it down. And that's a fun way for them to learn facts as well. Now, with the interactive Google Assistant, so remember, they don't have to have this device. I'm using the device because it's louder than my phone. It's hard to hear my phone. But with the Google Assistant, they have so much that they can do. And it's really great. It's much better than using you can use it on your computer as well, actually. You can enable voice command and just go to Google and then ask Google things. But I think it's really, really great to have the assistant because I'm going to show you all the interactive things. So in this way, it's just me asking questions. It's me and then getting answers. But you can even have even more English practice back and forth with your virtual assistant. They actually added over 50 different commands for families that really, really help so much. You can find over like 1,000 of them by looking at assistant.google.com. And then usually it'll go to just click where it says discover, and you'll discover so many different features and options that you can do. So I'm going to show you a few that I think are really, really great and show you screenshots of what's on my mobile device from the app. Now remember, this app is free, so you can download it for free and use it. And I know a lot of English language learners have, phones that aren't iPhones. So for them, that's really great because, and even if they have an iPhone, they can still download the virtual Google Assistant for free. So one of the great ones that they have is Google. They can say, okay, Google, let's play a game.
All right, there's animal trivia, world foods trivia, Bell's Castle Adventure, and more. Which one do you want to try?
Okay.
The mic is muted.
So I'm going to mute her because what it shows you on here, you can see on the screenshot, it gives you audio games or games that work in the chat box. There's a lot of emoji games that work in the chat box, and then there's also a lot of fun games that are on the device. I'm going to show you one that's Mad Libs. So these are the commands. So anything in quotes is what you would say to actually get this. Now we know that Mad Libs is a fun game that we often use for our students to be able to, do, they look up verbs, nouns, adjectives, things like that. So I'm going to say, okay, Google, Mad Libs.
Awesome. It's story time.
And then, plays a little song and things like that. The great thing
This
about
is Mad Libs, the world's greatest word game. Let's write a story together. Want to try my New Year's Mad Lib?
Yes.
Let's do it. This Mad Lib takes 15 words. If you need to quit, say stop. Put on your thinking cap. First, how about a noun?
Okay, let's think of a noun. Baby.
Clever. Another noun.
Pug.
Nice one. A verb.
Run. Okay, so you can see she's asking me questions and I fill them out, and then at the end she's gonna give me different, give me a story full of those words. So that's very helpful because it's back and forth and it's interactive. So that's a really great fun one for kids to play when they're practicing vocabulary. And it's a great one, even for other learners to play as well. And it goes back and forth, and that's really helpful. Now, my favorite voice command from the Google Assistant is this one, because this one actually does an interview. And so I want to show you what this one does. Okay, Google, talk to everyday heroes.
Good.
And you can
Give
hear.
me a plural noun.
So, let's see, a plural noun. Policeman.
Okay.
Okay, Google,
I need
stop.
another plural noun.
Okay, Google, stop.
Okay, but I can't save your progress. Do you still want to quit?
Yes. Okay, I had to quit the other game. So that's something to note too, is if you, before you can do another one, you have to also quit the one before. Yes.
All right, thanks for playing.
Okay, so it quit this, and now I can do, okay, Google, talk to everyday heroes.
Welcome to Everyday Heroes. You'll choose someone you want to hear from. I'll help with the questions based on what you tell me. Which person do you want to interview? A dancer, an astronaut, or someone else?
An astronaut.
Great, an astronaut. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Guy Gardner. I'm an astronaut, and I got to fly in space twice on the space shuttle.
Would you like to hear what an astronaut does?
Yes. Yes.
You got it.
Well, an astronaut, of course, is someone who flies in space. And the job has a lot of different duties, but that's the best part, is the flying in space part. Of course, you also work at NASA. For astronauts at NASA, you work in a wide variety of other areas in helping make the space program work. Because as an astronaut,
okay, Google,
you're the
stop.
only member of those teams who actually knows what it's.
Okay, so you can get the idea there. You get to actually talk to, they have a pre-recorded, it's not the Google Assistant that talks to you, but it's actually a real person that's in that position. You can interview zookeepers, you can interview policemen. So talk to everyday heroes. The virtual assistant helps you interview and get to know more about a profession. So if your students are doing research on a career or a profession they're very interested in, this is a great way to be able to interview them without contacting someone, and it's pre-recorded answers from someone that is in that actual position. So that one's my favorite command. Here's some other commands as well that are interactive. This one is, let's see if it comes out in my OK Google. If you do have it on the other assistant, then you're able to do things. OK Google, talk to HuffPost headline quiz.
Sure, here's HuffPost headline quiz.
Welcome to the HuffPost headline quiz. Try these next 10 questions to see how up to date you are on the news. Which medical group said that Trump's military trans ban is not medically valid? Is it A. Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, B. National Medical Association, C. American Medical Association, D. American Medical Women's Association?
We'll just say D.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your answer.
D.
Try just saying the letter of the answer.
D.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your answer. Try just saying the letter of the answer.
B.
Not quite. The correct answer is C, American Medical Association. Do you want to know more about this story or the next question?
Okay, Google, stop. So you can see if you get an answer wrong, it asks you to be able to go ahead and it'll give you more options as well. So you can learn why you got the answer wrong. So this could be a great way to be able to review current events in the news as well. Here's a good question by Peggy George. She says, she's curious about Alexa because and if they have a HuffPost headline quiz. So these commands, we're going to do one for Alexa later. There's so much cool stuff Alexa does. Alexa has very advanced apps, but these are only for the Google virtual assistant. Alexa has their own different ones, but I'm not sure which one.
Sorry, I don't know that.
So that's my Alexa talking right now. Okay, Alexa, talk to HuffPost headline quiz. And I believe with Alexa, you have to enable it on your Amazon account because the interactive stuff, and they have such good ones like Choose Your Own Adventure Stories. I had to actually put that in my Amazon account. So it's a little bit more, you have to add those features. But with the Google Assistant that's on your device, and you can have the app that's free, then this one is really helpful because it's free and your students can download it, and then they don't have to have the actual device as well. So here's another one. Okay, Google, talk to Akinator.
One more time.
Okay, Google, talk to Akinator.
What was that?
Okay, Google, talk to Akinator.
Okay, let's get Akinator.
Hello and welcome. This is Akinator the genie. Do you want to know how to play?
Yes.
I'm a genie. My power is to read your mind and tell you who you are thinking of. I know what you're thinking now. Are you thinking it's impossible? Let's try. Just think of a character, real or fictional, and answer my questions. Want to try it?
Yes.
Okay, let us begin. Is your character's gender female?
Yes.
Is your character older than 17?
Yes.
Is your character a YouTuber?
No.
Has your character recorded any albums?
Okay, Google, stop. So you think of a famous actor, singer, or even historical person, and this genie will ask you yes and no questions and figure it out. It actually does figure it out pretty well. It takes a little while, so you can test out, but I tried it with Joey from Friends, and he figured it out. So I was very, very impressed by this. I think your students will too. But you can see the back and forth conversation that goes on, and that's a great fun way to practice English. Here's another one where you try and guess a number. So you can say, okay, Google, talk to number genie.
Sure, here's number genie.
Hi, I'm thinking of a number from 0 to 100. What's your first guess?
40.
It's higher than 40. Have another guess?
50.
It's higher than 50. Try another.
75.
It's higher than 75. Have
Not
another guess?
90.
You're hot as lava. Go higher.
94.
It's lower than 94.
90,
Try another.
93.
Congratulations, that's it. I was thinking of 93. Hey, should we do that again?
No. Okay, Google, stop. So if you want the game to, before you can do another, yay, we got that within this session. If you want a game, if you want to do another command or go on to the next one, that's something to note with your students. They're going to have to say, okay, Google, stop, for it to quit doing what it currently is doing. So that's a great as well. Here's another one where they tell fortunes. Okay, Google, crystal ball. Okay, Google, crystal ball.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, crystal ball.
Nice. Prepare a question for my random unrelated answer.
And they have
Come
really cool
closer.
sound
Closer.
effects as well.
Closer. Okay, stop. Quiet your mind and focus. The crystal ball shall reveal the truth.
Yes.
Now ask a yes or no question.
Okay, will I win the lottery?
The all-knowing crystal ball says on. Oh, wait, it was upside down. It says no.
We'll see.
But you know, if that seems wrong, you can always ask a real person for a second opinion. Do you dare ask the crystal ball another question?
Okay, Google, stop.
Now ask a yes or no question.
No.
The crystal ball says, flip a coin to find out.
Okay. Okay, Google,
But
stop.
I just come back soon to hear what the future holds for you.
Okay, so you know sometimes you have to say okay, stop, you know, a few times for it to listen. So, and you can see where if it doesn't understand you, it's a great way to practice pronunciation because you'll have to ask it a few times so it can do what you're asking it to do. It's a great way to play trivia. There's actually tons of trivia that you can play. You can, if you say, okay, Google, are you feeling lucky?
Sweet. Okay, when the music starts, things might get a little weird. Prepare yourself.
Okay, Google, stop.
Are you sure you want to quit?
Yes.
All right, I'll be right here if you change your mind.
Okay, so you can have space trivia. There's a bunch of them if you just look at the features that are on the previous link that I shared as well. So it's a really a great way for students to also practice trivia. They can do it with popular songs. And a lot of our students love playing the song pop game, and that's integrated to the virtual assistant, so that's really good. You can also have great conversations with role playing. For example, this one is really good. Okay, Google, call Santa, and it'll immerse you in an interactive story where you actually get to be part of that conversation. Okay, Google, call Santa.
Thank you for calling the North Pole. Please hold. Hey, Santa, phone call.
What? Oh, it's you! I just finished up a nice list, and you got a coffee and a jam session with my elves.
Okay, Google, stop. So you can see where
Cancel.
they make it really fun for young learners as well. So it's a great way for young learners to be able to practice and also contribute to stories and things like that. They have a lot of these also for really popular things right now. So like Stranger Things, if you're a big fan of that, you can actually call Destin from Stranger Things and have a conversation and answer trivia about that. There are other ways that Google really inspires you. These aren't as interactive, but you can ask Google to tell you a story, to send you a poem. And so this is, if you're studying about, you know, poetry or anything like that, that's a great way to introduce a lesson, get students excited. to be able to listen to a poem. You can also use these voice commands on the computer because Google has what's called experiments with google.com. They work on your computer, or they also work on the actual Google Home device as well. So my favorite one is the mystery animal. And
The mic is muted.
oh, so it muted the mic, but we're
The
gonna.
mic's back on.
I don't believe you can use it with the app. See, this one you have to use it on the computer, or you have to use with the device. And so you can say, okay, Google, play Mystery Animal.
All right, getting mystery animal.
Hey there, I'm the mystery animal. To figure out what kind of animal I am, you'll have to ask me up to 20 yes or no questions.
So
Questions like, are you a mammal?
Okay,
Or
Google,
do you
stop.
have feathers?
So exactly, you never feel lonely. But a great way to do this activity, the mystery animal, you ask 20 different questions, so you can have each student ask a question, so that way that Google can they can guess what animal it is, and so that can be a fun way to do that. The other one, and my Savvy likes this one a lot too, which is mixed labs. Okay, Google, stop. And so with this one, you say, hey, Google, talk to Mixlab.
Okay, let's get mixed lab.
Welcome to Mix Lab.
You can do
Is
this one
your
on the
first time
computer
making a
as
mix?
well. No.
Awesome. Just say, okay, Google, what should I play if you need help? How do you want to kick it off?
Okay, Google, play a jazz guitar. Okay, Google, add drums. So what you do is you make music with Mixlab by commanding it to add different instruments. Okay, Google, stop. So you can do this one
Let's jam again soon.
You can do that one on the computer as well. So that's something that every student can add a different instrument. They can slow it down. They can make it faster. This is a great way to have background sounds. If they want to listen to the song while they're coloring or working, or whenever they're, for example, doing a finger play or anything like that, they can add a sound effect to it, and then they can come up with lyrics for whatever song they came up with. So that can be different activities for that. Another one that's more in depth is an interactive story. So your students can code with experiments at google.com. This one takes a little bit more of a download. So what you have to do for this one is you have to also open a Google Doc. You have to add the add-on story speaker, and good thing we have a webinar on add-ons, so that way you know how to do that. You can refer to that one. And then what you do is through voice commands, it'll put your story. Also, you write down the story in Google Docs, and then through voice command you get it to be interactive. And so it codes it for you and everything to make it an interactive story that you can play with the Google Assistant and the add-on as well. So you can find a lot more of these. There's thousands and thousands, and obviously we have a short time here, and I've already gone past the time a little, but you can find, if you go to store.google.com/product/Google Home and then mini family, that's going to tell you a lot of the different options you have. Now, it's telling you for the product, but remember, you don't have to purchase the product, because you can have instead the app, which is free, and a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will work on the mobile device. And the great thing about the mobile device is not only do you do voice commands, but it also has where you can practice reading and writing or typing as well, because you'll see everything that you can also use it as a dictation. So Siri and Google both, when you talk, it records and puts on the screen what you've just said. And so that's really great as well. And that's where you can find a lot more information. If you want to know even more commands, you can go to shellyterrell.com/VA, or you can go to my recent post, which is 25 engaging ways to use voice commands and assistants. And I can put the link inside the chat box as well. So you can either do this in class with an app, your computer, or if you happen to have one of these devices, then that makes it a lot of fun as well. And we will go ahead and end the recording here. So that way you can have that, we'll have that within the week for you to check out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/use